Hello, folks. So we are here searching for that dream home in Englewood, Florida. It's on the West Coast. Um, it's a property that is located on the water. We are looking at this property. I found this property on my phone when I was doing some research earlier. I wasn't home at the time, so I took down the address and I decided to make a video on this property alone here and highlight what we saw on the property, what we like, and obviously the uh, the end result of our entire research on this property. So basically, what we have here is a property that is on 0.59 acre, which is more than half an acre right here. Built in 1968, and it has a 3-car garage. It has a detached 2-car garage, and then the house has a 1-car garage. So for those guys that want a workshop or just to store their cars or empty cars or whatever the reason, there's room for a nice detached garage to do all kinds of stuff with it. So this is what I saw that I thought it was amazing with this property. Let's go here with the backyard here first. So we have a nice wide canal. There is a lot of, you know, this could be mangroves. I'm not certain. We haven't been to this property physically, but I know where the property is. I drove by the property when we were out there a few weeks ago. And at the time, I didn't know about this property, but look at the double garage detached from the house. I mean, this is something that I really would love. You know, here we have the the water in the back. This is one bridge to get out to Lemon Bay. So it's in a good place because that one bridge is a very high bridge. So you could actually have a boat with a T-top like ours, and there's no issues there. So we have that's something that I thought it was good because other homes that we've seen in the area, some of them have 2 bridges, and that's not a good thing. So just to keep in mind, the reason we're looking in Englewood is to have waterfront. If you look out here, this is the bay, this is the canals, and nice green area here. I mean, really nice, very tidy neighborhood. I mean, look at how close we are. So we have, this is the home. You come out here, navigate through these canals, and you come out. This is the bay right here. And if you come out, that's the Gulf out there, Gulf of America. So it's not far at all. I would say less than 20 minutes, you're out here in the bay, and give or take less than half an hour, you're fishing in the Gulf already. So I thought this was an amazing property, or is an amazing property. It's still listed. Um, I'm not a realtor. We are basically, a couple that want to retire here to this area, and we're just pursuing that dream home. For us, our son decided, for us actually, he says, Dad, why, since you're doing this whole thing, why don't you start documenting it? I'm sure there's other folks out there that are pursuing the same, and you're helping them when you document. And I said, okay, yeah, I could see myself doing that. So anyway, going back to our search over here, look at the size of this property. This extends. This is the road here. Look at the size of this property. I mean, I love that. I think that's a lot of value for the money. Look at this here. I mean, this is really nice. I thought, when you look at the distance from here to here, this is the house. That's not far at all, And by the color of the water, you can see this is deeper area. This is a little more on the shallow, but yet, you know, it's not like you're looking at, you know, like right here is kind of like a little more, I would say a little more, less water, but I'm sure you can still get in there. I'm not certain the width of this here by looking at it, but I'm sure that there's enough room to get through there with a boat. I see a boat right here. That tells me a lot. See another dock right here. This is the house. This is the dock for the house. And right here. This Indian Mound Park, we've been out here. This is that public park that I've outlined on previous videos, that there's a beach, and then there's the boat ramp, and then there's two houses. There's one house, this is one of the houses here that's up for auction, and this is the other house for auction. This is Lemon Bay, and this out here, that's the Gulf of America. So just so you can get a glimpse of where we're at here located, look at this guy here on a kayak. Look at the color of the sand. It's beautiful beaches out here. So here we are. This is a very up and coming area. And we got to remember, folks, this area got hit with two back-to-back, 2 weeks apart hurricanes. So they're in the middle of rebuilding right now. We've been out there. We know what it looks like. And there is a lot of construction taking place. So I mean, I sound like I'm trying to sell the area. No, I'm just being honest. When we're ready and we find that place and we move out there, we want this to be up and coming. We don't want you know, a place that there's no dining or nothing to do. No, I feel that's not what we want. We want something that, you know, we're able to enjoy the nightlife and enjoy everything that has to do with a nice, balanced, you know, area or neighborhood. So I'm not selling it. I'm not making any money on doing this. I'm just being honest and sharing what we're looking for with folks that are possibly looking for the same place or the same thing. So I'm just sharing these pictures and going through the entire, there's like a lot of pictures on this listing, and I'm just sharing it. I find this property, look at this water, this beautiful turquoise, beautiful. This is now the ocean side, folks. This is the Gulf of America, so you're gonna have beaches like that, and this is what we want, you know, this is what we're looking for. Like you can tell right here, the reason that they do this is because there was water intrusion when the hurricane. So what they do is they cut the drywall and they leave it open like this so it dries and there's no mold. You don't want mold or mildew, you know, growing in here. So this is what you have to do. You have to leave it open like that. So this is something that's very common. You can see there's construction or, you know, taking place, or they just left it like this and somebody needs to finish it. Like I said, this is this area is an area that's going to require, most homes are lower elevation and they're going to require work. If you have something on higher elevation, obviously, you know, those are going to cost more. But this is very common out there. You know, it's still, I think it's a good deal because you're getting a lot of value, a lot of land, and you know, you're in a perfect location. You know, a few minutes and you're out in the open waters, and you have to pay for that. You know, the worst thing you can do if you're looking for waterfront and you're doing boating is to be in a canal that you're, you know, 45 minutes to an hour in the canals, because there's no wake and no wake zones, and that's just miserable time there. You know, you don't want to go through that. You'll really regret purchasing a home if you do that. So then again, this is very common. This is not a big deal. Yes, it costs because you have to put drywall and finish, paint, but this is very common, you know, very common. Most of these homes, it depends on the elevation. But you're talking on average 1 to 2 feet of water. By the looks of this one here, that looks like it was probably under 2 feet of water. I've been to some that they're still like the water level was about 2 feet. Some were 4 feet. The ones on Lemon Bay that we saw, two of them, they were up to the light switch in water, and those are really that's a lot of water. But these here in a little inland, I would say they're under 2 feet of water, which it's like anything else, you know. Now it requires to do certain things to it and get it up to par. But right now, I mean, this is a lot of home for the value. Obviously, this is possibly all negotiable, but you get a lot. You know, the land, you got so much land, you know. I mean, just the cost of land alone, you're basically getting all the building, the building is almost, you know, imagine building, how much it will cost to do the square footage on these two buildings, you know. So I'm just going through the pictures so the viewers are able to see, but it's nice. It's a nice home, you know. Now you probably are saying, if it's such a good deal, why don't you buy it? Well, we're looking for something under 300 that doesn't need the work, because obviously our budget is top 300 finished. This obviously needs work, and we don't want to get over our head on, you know, buying something and then you have to fix everything. So we're just basically, you know, taking our time. Once we find that place, then we'll decide, okay, if we have to put $150,000, it has to be under 200, because by the time we're done, we're at 300. This year, like I said, I'm not going to go over there and waste people's time and the realtors and ourselves. So the fact that it needs work, you know, this kind of work, I'm not ready to dive in. My wife and I discussed it. You know, we don't want to be out there working. We want to go out there and enjoy it. I don't mind doing one bathroom or maybe even the kitchen, but we don't want to have to go through the whole house and having to do all this work, you know. So this is the backyard here. This is the dock. I believe it's 16 feet wide, according to what I read. But you know, look at it. You know, very nice. You know, you can put a boat lift back there. I mean, it's nice. By the looks of it, this might be mangroves. I think they are mangroves, and the reason I'm saying that is because you're not allowed to cut them, you know. So by the looks of the way the bridge is, the dock, it would seem to me that the reason that they extended it like this is because they were not able to go any closer and make the dock, unless you get permitting and all that. But I don't know. I mean, that's something that, like right here, you see what I'm saying? This might have been the reason they did it like that. But like I said, this is not. This is based on an opinion. This is something that needs to be researched further with the county. So let's continue here with the pictures. But it still is an amazing piece of property, you know. So anyway, I wanted to highlight this property. I'm not, like I said, involved in any of this, the sale or any of that. I don't want people to get the idea like I'm doing this because I'm, you know, a realtor. I'm not. But we'll continue doing these homes, the home search, and gathering the info and basically sharing it with everyone, you know. And hopefully, you know, if I'm not, if anything, maybe I'm helping somebody else find that dream home as well. So until the next one, take care.